So, last time we were here, you guys heard me basically just gloss over Go High Level and everything that I thought Go High Level could do, and basically the future of my business with Go High Level. And I'm excited, okay? That's the reason why you see this smile on my face. I'm excited to really show you what I've been able to build within the last couple of weeks, okay? And that's what I'm going to drive you, kind of walk you guys through, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I don't want to be all offensive and everything. Through basically what I've been going through all week. And, I don't want no interruptions as I get started. So let me go ahead and take care of my sponsors. This show is brought to you by Pennington Consulting Group, where we always say our goal is to help you reach your goals. So if you're looking for some funding, there's going to be a link in the description how we can walk together. And actually, you're going to be going through our new, what I call trust funnel, something we're going to be discussing in our video today when you click that link. Next, this video is also brought to you by Broker Solutions Academy, where we always say we're going to teach you how to become a real business loan broker, not just a glorified referral partner. So now that we got that taken care of out the way, let's get back in and talk about Go High Level. Most importantly, let's talk about our new system, okay? Something that I knew, of course, early on in business, that you're not going to be successful unless you have a good system. A good system is basically what makes up a successful business. And I always preach, and you guys have heard me say before, that it takes passion plus execution to equals results. One of the most perfect questions I usually get asked during a call with a prospective student is, what makes you different from all other people out there offering courses? I came into this industry straight out bombastic, talking crap straight out the door, talking about Oz, talking about Commercial Capital Training Group, talking about a bunch of different training programs that are out there. And I was ready, and I've always been ready and prepared to answer that question. And my answer is usually, I'm offering clarity plus systems for you to be successful as a business loan broker. Right in line with one of my favorite sayings, which is, it takes passion plus execution to equal results. I get on here on YouTube, and I'm basically trying to tap into your passion of becoming a business loan broker. And what I'm offering is the clarity as far as understanding these products and the systems in order for you to be successful. I tap into your passion, and then it's up to you to execute in order for you to be successful. And what I offer is the clarity. I offer the clarity as it pertains to the products, and I offer the systems in order for you to be successful. But as I said, as I was continuing to grow my business, I noticed that I really have failed as it pertains to the systems that I was currently offering. I don't want to say necessarily failed, but I was using outdated systems is what I would say. The process was too cumbersome, and there was a lot of clog, I guess, if you want to say that, in the system. It was not necessarily scalable. So if I can scale this back and really make it make sense as to where I was coming from. My process and what I was teaching is things that I've been doing for years. My position as a business loan broker, I directly work with, accountants, investors, and people just send me deals, and I help them get funded. So my relationship was very much so direct with client. I never had to do a lot of selling because we're offering money, and generally majority of my clients were referral partner based. And I made really excellent money doing that for such a long time. And my systems at the times modeled that approach, okay? Now I'm sitting here, and I'm basically trying to run this system as far as Pennington Consulting Group. I was still doing business, and I was attracting leads through YouTube, and I also got Broker Solutions Academy, and I'm training my students to duplicate the same system that I was using. But they were having a tough time. One of them is they didn't have the referral partner relationships that I had. Another thing is, majority of people were navigating coming from a 9-to-5 that they're currently working and trying to transition to do this. So they didn't have the time to even establish some of those relationships. So I figured out different ways to help my students, helping people come up with cold email marketing campaigns, helping people come up with different ways where they can actually, utilize some automations and some systems that are out there in order for them to still achieve their passion as far as becoming a business loan broker. Now, and people started generating leads, and what I noticed was I became the bottleneck because, especially for my agents, by the way, I offer 3 different types of courses. If you're ever interested, there's Wealthy Middleman. This is just a taste. If you just want to understand this industry, understand the products, so you can be able to understand what you can offer, you want to take our Wealthy Middleman course. We're offering right now at a huge discount, $297 one-time fee, and be able to learn exactly what products you can offer. Next, we have our Commission Cheat Code. Commission Cheat Code is where we partner up together. I offer the systems, I offer the training for you to understand the products, and I also handle all your fulfillment fulfillment. You handle sales, we handle fulfillment. That's basically how it works. And we make 50-50. You handle sales, you make 50% commission. We handle fulfillment, we make 50% commission. And then next, we have our agency course. Our agency course is where we teach you everything you need to know about how to understand the products, how to pre-qualify the client, how to prepare the file for underwriting, how to submit the file for processing, and how to fund the loan, and of course, how to collect your fee. That is our agency program. What I was noticing for my agents, I became the bottleneck because they would generate these leads and they would have to wait for me to get back to them. And my systems were very manual as it pertains to my evaluation procedure. It was 24 hours before I'd get back with them, and I was hitting that timeline. But most people that are shopping for funding, they need answers now. Okay. So there was a lot of these things that I was thinking about, and I was noticing that my current model was definitely not scalable. I had to go back to the drawing board. Partly the reason why I had to enroll with Go High Level. One of the issues was as I'm growing and I'm getting more students and I'm adding more users into my current platform that I was using in Infusionsoft, I'm getting billed per user. I'm taking on that fee. I was paying for every single one of you students. If you're watching this, I was paying for your user account for Infusionsoft. So all of this just became, it wasn't scalable. That's what it comes down to. So one of the things I had to kind of figure out what to do, and to kind of just give you a bird's eye view, to kind of just shorten it down. I want to kind of go over the life path of what generally a lead / prospect in this industry goes through, so understanding our product, what we're offering is we're selling money, and we offer a service. There's only two different types of business you can have out there. You can either have a product or you can offer a service. We offer a service, and our service is funding. Okay. Now, so there's three generally main life cycles, Funny. We have 3 paths of lending. Now we have 3 life cycles, 3 client life cycles that our client goes through. Okay. And these cycles, as you understand, you can agree with me here, I'm going to put them in boxes. We're going to make this look real nice and real pretty. And we're going to bring you to the screen right there. Man, I just learned how to use all these systems. You guys should be proud of me. There's been a lot of learning. And by the way, I hope everybody had a great summer. My summer was awesome. I had my kids at home bothering me all summer as I'm trying to learn this system. Now, I shouldn't say bothering me. I had a great time with my kids. But so the first cycle is attract, what do you call it? Basically, basically educate your audience about your offer. Show them what solutions you're offering. Basically, in essence, educate your audience of your solution. Advertise. Whatever you want to do, you have to attract leads. You have to figure out how to attract leads. This is kind of number one. Is basically have to figure out how to attract leads. That's number one. Okay, so market, stage 1. Okay, attract an audience. That's basically what you have to do with every single business. You have to attract an audience, but specifically, especially with this business, you definitely have to attract an audience. You have to go out there and try to figure out how you're going to be able to get business owners that need funding, that you can tell them what you offer and allow them to help them get funding. That's basically what you're going to do. You know what? I didn't like Microsoft Word, so I moved over here to this other system. It looks a little bit much better, okay? So we're going to move on over here. Again, the first step, attract, okay? Now, the next step is you're trying to basically gather documents and evaluate what they qualify for, okay? And lastly, which is really simple, is you need to go ahead and fund the loan. Fund and collect your payment. These are basically the 3 life cycles of any funding client. Now, how you achieve this goal is completely up to you. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see. How you achieve this goal is completely up to you. There's multiple different ways on achieving this goal. We got right here where you can, as far as showing awareness or something like that, you can advertise. There's multiple different ways on how to advertise. So it's completely up to you how you want to advertise. I always tell people there's 2 ways on how you can advertise. That you can pay with money or pay with time. These are the only different ways. Now, there's different channels that you can use as it pertains to this type of advertising. There's Facebook or IG advertising. You can do YouTube advertising. You can do TV advertising. Believe it or not, people still do that. You can do radio advertising. You can do flyers for people, mailers, people's houses. You can have sponsors. You can have influencers right now. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can do this. Influencers, man, I don't know how to spell. There's so many different ways on how you can do this. But again, to achieve this one specific goal right here, you need to advertise your business. This is kind of the start. And this is kind of, I guess we can say red, yellow, green. Is what we're going to put this at. This is, green is what wants to get their funding. Now, moving on. Boom, there you go. There's green. So now, evaluate, gather documents and evaluate. There's a few different ways that you can achieve this goal. This goal can be achieved, you can do a consultation where you can go ahead and do one consultation, gather documents. Then, or you can try to figure out how to get their documents prior to the consultation. There's a few different ways, but the main objective as it pertains to this second path, this second, segment, the second field, as far as the second path that the client is going through is consultation, evaluation, and funding review, and then also getting their agreement, and once this is done, then you just move into the processing phase, where you submit the agreements to the lenders and you get funded, lender submission, get funding, collect, success fee. Okay, so this is basically the life's path of what a client is going to go through. Now, my way, there's a few different ways on how you can achieve this as far as going at it. Just like there's many different ways that you can advertise. There's many different ways that you can do the consultation and the evaluation, the funding review. Okay, and we're going to step into our new way. We're going to be utilizing AI. Okay, you guys are going to love the videos that I'm dropping this week. I'm really introducing you guys to what I've been working on because I'm so super proud of what I've been working on and really kind of excited about the growth that we're going through. But again, we have to really understand where we come from before we can understand kind of where we're going in a sense. I've kind of given you a visual view as to what I was doing before and why, and I'm going to be proving to you why this didn't work and why our new system is just going to be so robust, so much better, so ideal. That's going to basically help out our brokers as well and be able to basically serve more people. Before, this is how we're generating leads. The leads were coming from referral partners from YouTube, of course. People would download our ebook that were coming from our website. We'll basically have them schedule a call. And I see a lot of lending companies out there do that. If you're running a lending company, you definitely want to pay attention this week because we've created what I call a trust funnel, a funnel that actually works really for you instead of you having to be doing this silly $10, $15 an hour jobs, following up on credit reports, following up on bank statements, and doing all these silly things that you're not supposed to like I used to do before. Again, this is the old path, and we're going to explain to you the new path in the new video. So what I used to do is, of course, have them schedule a call, and what it is here, you're getting a lot of unqualified people on this stage. You're getting a lot of people that miss their appointments. There's not much sense of a commitment, there because they're also shopping around, after this, we'll go ahead and speak to them. It's a 10 to 30 minute consultation, answer any calls that they have with an objective in mind for us to collect the necessary documents. The documents being credit report, bank statements. Again, going back to the three paths of lending, there's three ways on how we can help borrowers get funding. You can only borrow money based on three different paths, either credit, either income, or either assets. Link in the description. Download the free book if you're not caught up with what we're talking about. So after that initial call, okay, there's usually generally a back and forth document chasing. It's annoying, following up on credit reports, following up on bank statements, back and forth. Client doesn't have them or they don't forget the logins and all of this nonsense happens. After that, we'll move into day two. Day two is we evaluate the client's file as far as the documents. In a perfect world, if they send their documents the next day or same day, we'll move into day two where we'll evaluate those documents manually. Okay, I've shown videos on how we do that with our client credit profile. And then after that, we have the client schedule a call. Hopefully they schedule a call the same day or the following day, unknowing this would take so much time. Okay, there it is, scheduling a call. Now, we're on the third day, and these people haven't been funded. Insane, okay? And then after that, maybe we go back and forth. Maybe they don't miss a call or whatever it is. But in a perfect world, let's say we do that call, and then we send them the agreement, okay? Gladly, we were doing electronic agreements. I'm glad that we're not doing manual agreements. You know, that would have been just crazy. And then after that, we'll move into a stage where we'll move into processing, where we'll, at this point, we'll schedule what we call is a compliance call. Now this is day 6, a compliance call where we go over the client, exactly what they qualify for and all fees and everything like that. And luckily I'd say, ideally by day 7 to 10, we'd get that client in processing. And, sometimes there's days that we'll get these people there in about 5 days. But generally, unless it was like an MCA and the client just moved quickly, the bottlenecks with this old process was, number one, this gathering of documents that would happen. Maybe this can happen in one day and we can eliminate that day. But if not, this is generally what the process is. And you can see it's just crazy. And then, of course, we'll get into processing. We'll get the client funded. After we get them funded, then we'll move into the payment stage. They will pay, and we will close the file, do a review. Okay. Now, we got our new system here. Okay. Our new system. And I'm not even going to show you this. I'm going to just basically show you how this system works. Our new system is so robust. Okay. It literally solves all the problems that we had before as it pertains to the bottlenecks internally here at Pennington Consulting Group, and then also to service our agents as we continue to grow. So they're not constantly having to wait for us whenever they submit clients for pre-qualification. So they can get instant approvals. Okay. This new system is going to help any agents that, of course, this is new. This is new. I don't expect you to just basically go through my 3 Paths of Lending course and understand everything there is to know about this industry as far as what to even consult about, what to, ask any questions or even know what documents to ask for. You kind of learn as you go, okay? I definitely expect you to understand the products, expect you to understand some of the minimum questions that the client has, but I don't expect you to be an expert. And I noticed that some of them, we were losing deals because some of the students didn't really know how to approach certain situations. So I decided that how can I make a perfect system that works both ends? It helps us with our bottleneck system. It helps the client speed up the process and get it funded quicker. And it helps the new students that are still trying to get into this industry dive in. And with some assistance with automation and AI, everybody can get on this path and move much quicker. Okay. Now, without further ado, and I'm not even going to drop it on this video on you. We're going to do it on the next video. On the next video, I'm going to show you exactly the solution we came up with, and I'm going to show you exactly in the system how this solution works. This is amazing. I'm really excited for everybody that's been following me along. I just want to thank you. I want to take this moment. I know this video is a bit long, but I want to thank you for your patience. I've been really absent here on YouTube. I'm definitely going to get back more active. I'm going to continue to make that commitment to everybody. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful summer. Of course, it wasn't just me working on this new system, but also the kids. You cannot neglect that time you spent with the kids. I'm really big on that. So I appreciate you for joining me today. You do not want to miss the next video when I explain the system and you can better understand where we came from, but also really be excited, just I am, as to where we're going. I appreciate you like always, and I'll see you in the next video where I break down our new system and our new, what I call the trust funnel. Okay, we're not just going to call it the sales funnel. I'm tired of that word. People are tired of being sold. As it pertains to business funding, we're all about building rapport. We're building credibility with our clients by showing results. Okay, our fee structure is based on showing results. So we don't do sales funnels over here. We do trust funnels. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about our trust funnel. Peace out.